Hey guys, it's Lindsay from Wannabe KY Homesteaders, and today I am going through our garden beds, pulling out any weeds, and I have planted too many tomatoes in this bed. They have spread out a bunch more than I anticipated. Next year I definitely need to have 2 tomato beds. As I've said before, our goal this year is garden beds. We want a productive garden. We want to can a whole bunch from the garden. So that is our main focus when it comes to plants this year. So I had some more room in some of these other raised beds, so I moved out 4 of those tomato plants just to kind of give everything a little bit more room. I had a few things that were not productive, so I went ahead and pulled those out. So again, like I said, definitely need 2 raised beds just for tomatoes. So I need to accommodate that next year for sure, just to make sure that we are getting a good yield from our garden. So I use these little bamboo things kind of as trellises, but also kind of to help contain the plant. Here in the next few weeks, I need to start going through and cutting off any blooms that are on the tomatoes just to help encourage them grow a little bit more. Because again, like I said, we want as much as we can possibly get from our garden this year. So I'm not going to talk this entire video just because towards the end it was just really calm and peaceful, and I just love hearing the noises of the birds and everything outdoors. And I even kind of like the noise of the cicadas. Granted, they're not super bad here. They're not like deafening. I've definitely been a few places in town and they're so loud and they're just everywhere. We've not had that issue, so it's been really relaxing listening to them. So I am going through my main tomato bed here, and I am going to move some of these plants a little bit further away. So tomatoes are pretty hardy. You can disturb the root system a little bit. Granted, you do need to be careful, especially when they're a little bit more established like these plants are, just to ensure that everything's moved, they have plenty of room, because ultimately I wouldn't get a good yield if they're too close together because they wouldn't have any room to go anywhere. So I'm going to do my best to make sure I'm being gentle. This video is sped up, so it looks like I'm being a little bit harder than what I actually am. I just want to make sure that I'm doing absolutely everything I can to have a super successful garden. After I go through and move everything, I'm going to water this in really well. Tomatoes love consistent watering, so I need to be mindful of that. And I'm going to give them just a little bit extra because I did transplant them just to help them get established in those new beds. So I'm also going to go ahead and water everything else. It was a super overcast day, so I felt comfortable watering during the day. There's been a lot of research and studies show that if you water plants during the day, they can get sunburned. They don't do as well. Granted, not every plant's going to show an actual sunburn, but I want to make sure everything's staying healthy. So typically I do my watering early morning or late in the evening when there's not direct sunlight on the plants, just to ensure that isn't happening. I'm also going to go ahead and go through all of my beds and pull out any extra weeds, and I'm going to water everything in really well. And it's almost time to start harvesting those peas, which I'm super excited about. It's definitely time to go ahead and start using some of that lettuce. So I did have some more, but it was just planted too close together, so I thinned them out a little bit late. But it does look like I have some of the lettuce that's coming up really good. The peppers are looking good, so now it's just kind of a waiting game. We do have bunches of rain in the forecast, so I'm kind of curious to see how everything's going to do after that. So I absolutely love kind of like the fairy look, the cottagey look to a lot of these gardens. So I found some solar lights off of Amazon. So I went ahead, I got 4 packs of those, and I'm going to use those on my trellises. I'm super excited. I also have lots of other solar lights kind of throughout the yard. and I really enjoy it, especially in the evenings. Like if we're coming home from somewhere, just to see everything lit up, it just makes me so happy. So in this next section, you're going to see me deadheading a bunch of plants, and I'm not going to do a voiceover through that portion just because everything sounds very peaceful, very calm, and that's what I enjoy and why I'm outside. So I cut everything back a couple times, and I did it pretty aggressively just to encourage more growth with my plants. There's plenty of time to enjoy these blooms, and again, just from where we're supposed to have bunches of rain in the next little bit, I really don't want those blooms on the plants just because they are going to end up getting damaged if we are going to get a bunch of rain.